Sorry for those that are potentially confused because this is early, kind of early. America still goes on stupid time, so we are now CD, or I'm now in CDT instead of CST. So, and for another 6 months. So I guess I make it earlier, so that's good. But anyway, Celestia has a happy. I'm gonna undo that though. Don't want that being permanent. We did the Rathos thing last week, so I gotta remember. I think it's just more of Celestia.
With our valor, our blood, indeed with our very lives, to ensure that pony civilization, not changeling, rules Equestria.
Yep. Okay.
To ensure that pony civilization. That pony civilization, not changeling.
Well, I don't think I've done her eyes here. Okay, yeah.
Changeling.
I was like, her eyes just look kind of static, but it's because they're not done yet.
Not changeling.
What even? Okay, I did it there. I just haven't done it here. Okay. So I gotta drop her eyes a little bit. Yeah. Sounds like she's growling. She wants a sandwich. I think I put a little bit of a dip in the head here, right? Yeah, I did. That wouldn't have been unsmooth. I think I'm going to have the eyes dip a little bit here too. I don't know if it's going to work though.
Changeling.
Maybe like that.
Changeling.
No.
Changeling. Changeling.
I don't want to have her blink here because there's already quite a few blinks. What is that? 1, 2, 3. That's 8 blinks in about 8 seconds. Yeah, I don't want to do that. So here I'm gonna have her squint a little bit.
Changeling.
And also when she goes back here, we need to have her go wider.
Not changeling. Civilization. Not changeling. Civilization. Not changeling. Not changeling. Civilization. Not changeling. Not changeling. Rules Equestria.
Okay, there we go. And I can't really do too much with the eyes because I'm merging with the active part. Hello, Red Wings. How are you doing?
Not changeling. Rules Equestria. And now.
Still don't know if I like that pose, but I'm gonna go with it and see what happens. I'm doing pretty good. We had daylight savings time, and so the sun's technically out an hour later, but I like having the sun later, but at the same time I hate the system, so I'll just deal with it.
Rules equestrian. Rules equestrian. Rules equestrian. Rules equestrian. Not changeling. Rules equestrian. Rules equestrian. Rules equestrian.
Wait a second.
Rules equestrian now. Rules not changeling. Rules equestrian now and always.
Okay. Something with her mouth got messed up. Was that something I just grabbed? No.
Rules equestrian now.
I'm not sure. Oh, that's all I copied.
Changeling. Rules equestrian now. Rules equestrian now and always.
Okay. So it looks like that should have copied and pasted fine. That's why I had the backup there. Something got messed up and it was like, do I go back to fix it or do I keep what I got?
Rules equest. Changeling. Rules equest. Rules equestrian. Rules Rules equestrian. Rules equestrian. Rules equestrian. Rules equestrian. Rules
Make it do a little dip.
Rules equestrian. Rules equestrian. Rules
Too
Rules
slow.
equestrian. Rules equestrian. Rules equestrian now. Rules equestrian. Rules equestrian. Rules equestrian now. And equestrian now.
I feel like she needs to be like more hoity-toity, like proud on this or something. Where's your head?
Now. Equestrian now.
So like I want to kind of have her maybe.
Now and always. Now. Now.
That might work actually.
Now and always.
I want to have her like her head back and like the chin up, kind of like what? Give that a shot.
Equestrian now.
It should be a fast one.
Now. 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 Now and always.
Okay.
And always. And always. And always.
kind of want to keep that like that, but I need to blend that round out.
Always. And always. Now.
Okay. And a reminder, because I always forget to mention this too. If there is any questions people have about SFM or things I've done in the past or how to make certain things work, it's the point of the stream. So it's don't hesitate to ask or feel like you're interrupting things. That is the reason I'm actually doing these. So otherwise, I just work on stuff. Okay, no, she has to have her neck go down quite a bit with this. Actually, I might do her chest. Okay. Come on. There we go. Okay, and then I want to have her head be down just a bit more.
And always.
Okay, no. There it goes. Okay, and when she gets to that, I guess, apex, I'm gonna grab everything that is here. I'm gonna play head just slightly. I wonder if I should have her look. It's kind of be tough. I mean, it's not keyframed, but.
And always. And always. Now and now.
So I get that fixed.
And always. And always.
Okay, there's a little bit of a head shake, but I can fix that.
And always.
Actually, there's probably like a collection of a couple things here. Okay, so if we're on, her head is turning too fast.
Now and always. Now and always. And all. And always. And always. And
might delay that a little bit. Okay, I think that'll work. And now I can have her put her head down a little bit. Where's your butt? Lost your butt. There's your butt. Okay, so that's out of camera range.
Always. 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 And always. 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 Get always. And always. And now. And always.
See if I can shift her just a teeny bit this direction. No, a little bit that direction, not that much.
And all now.
Oh wait, no, I had that done wrong.
Now and always. Now and always. Now and always. Now and
Maybe a bit too much here.
always. 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 And always.
Okay, I don't know what's causing the head shake, so I'm gonna cheat. Relock the head. I can see a little bit of it.
Always. Always.
You lock the head so it's locked to the world, therefore not tied to whatever else is causing a wiggle. Smooth it out, then unlock it, and you can actually see where it smoothed out the wiggles.
Always. 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 And always. And now. And always. Now and always.
Okay, that actually works, I think.
Now and always.
I think the head's tilted a little bit wrong, though.
And
Let's clean that up.
and always. And always. And
Okay, yeah, that looks much better. I'm gonna do the
now and now. Now. Now.
I wonder if I can.
Now. Equestria now. Equestria now and always. Rules Equestria now. Equestria now. Equestria now. Equestria now.
Right, okay, so when her different eye closes, so you might try. It's gonna be a rough bit, but
Now. Equestria now. Now. And now.
I feel like I still need to move it like another 2 to 3 frames. Trade shield.
Rules Equestria now and always. Equestria now. Equestria now. Equestria now. Now.
Okay, so I do want to maintain a little angry. No, that looks stupid.
Now. Now. Now.
Why does it look like one side's angrier than the other? Is it? No. Yeah, one eye is definitely getting something affected more than the other. Yeah. This is like she got a little derpy dip. Like she got a lazy eye. Could keep her eyes open for that. I think I could make better use of it. But that would be tough. I think I just want to have her eyes opened much quicker than this. Actually, that's about what I was looking for.
And always. Now. And now. 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 And all. And all. And all. And all. And all. And always. All. And all. And all. Wait.
This is gonna be. Yeah, I don't think I want to do that.
And always. And always. And always. Now and always. All. And all.
Can I just have the eyes drop here?
And always. And always. Always. Now and always. 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 Always.
Maybe not so much, just a teeny bit down. Just enough to get rid of the white. Okay, a little bit more.
Always. 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 And always. 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 And always. 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 And always. 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 And always. And always. And always. Always.
How would it look if I just did a eye close here?
Always. And always. Always. And always. Always. And always. Always.
Yeah, I don't know.
Always.
I think the blink's better.
Now and always. And always. And all. And always. And always. And always. And now and always. And all. And all. And always. 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 And always. 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 And always.
I think that should work.
Now and always. Rules Equestria now and always.
Gotta put in context though.
Civilization. To ensure that pony civilization. Pony civilization. Civilization. Pony civilization.
That's a little better. It was just like a normal teeth close, but shh. It has like a lot of lip motion involved.
Civilization. To ensure that pony civilization, not changeling, rules Equestria now and always. 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 And always.
No.
Always. Always.
Well, it seems a little demanding then. Timing was just off there, is it?
Always. 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 Always.
I think that's a bit better. So I just want to have her like lean a little bit more that direction and a little bit more down. Come on. There you go.
Always. And always.
Yeah, I like that a bit more.
Always. Always. Now and always.
I need her eyes.
Always. Always.
Her eyes are not. I think they actually need to bounce a little bit with. Oh, not that much. Just a teeny bit. Oh, just one tick, not like 4. Come on. Oh. That's what I was looking for. Okay. One more. Let's do that and see what happens.
Always. 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 Always.
That could work. Wait, do I not have any blinks in this time? I don't.
Not changeling. Not changeling. Rules Equestria. Changeling. Rules. Changeling. Rules Equestria. Rules Equestria now. Rules Equestria. Changeling. Rules Equestria.
I think I might actually keep it where it doesn't blink for a little while. She's getting serious.
Rules Equestria. Rules Equestria. Rules changeling. Rules
like doing this where there's a head motion. I'll pick like the beginning of the motion, which is about here, and I'll offset it by putting the head about where it would normally be throughout the whole speech or the whole talk. So then it looks like the whole body's moving, but her head's like pivoting like a chicken. And now I'll have this dip.
Rules equestrian. Rules equestrian now. Rules equestrian now. Rules equestrian. Changeling. Change. Not changeling. Changeling. Rules equestrian. Rules equestrian. Rules. Rules equestrian. Rules. Rules equestrian. Rules equestrian. Rules equestrian. Rules.
I can't really get like a good ooh out of her. Something got messed up there. Hello, Malik. There's nothing pointless about toilet paper. If I had to think of the one thing that if I had to be locked in my house to go without, I wouldn't want to have to like use anything but toilet paper. Don't. I mean, I can eat carpet and like the bugs and stuff, but I'm not gonna wipe my butt with them. I think something got lost here. I make sure I'm not missing something that suddenly pops. But it looks like I'm fine. I ended up like picking up some more soups and stuff, but like I went to go get because I just needed them in general. Hello clumsy. Like hand sanitizer and like cleaning wipes because I just legitimately don't have any really, or I'm low on it, and like everywhere was sold out completely. That I kind of understand, but yeah. There's a couple of things I want to prepare for just in case I have to stay home for a while, because I can work from home. I prefer not to, highly prefer not to, but I can if I need to. So if it comes down to it, I can, but I don't. Then I want to make sure I'm good on things, but I also don't want to like pick something up that's gonna go bad because or whatever. The one thing I thought was funny, and we're talking about at work with the COVID thing, is people buying bottled water. Why? Is there something wrong with the sink water? Are you going to think that's contaminated? Are you not going to bathe for like a long time? And even if that was something that was contaminated, I guess, but still, like I have filtered water out of my sink and I have a filtered water in my fridge. That is plenty. Like I don't need outside water sources. Well, yeah, like the whole thing with face masks. Why the hell are you wearing a face mask? The only people that should be wearing it are the people that are sick, not the people that are thinking about it. It's not in the air. It's about touching things. It's about stuff that's on the ground. The only thing that might do is help you prevent you from touching your face. That's about it. So, I don't know. There's a lot of misinformation out there. So I think the people that have the bad information should just stick to the drinking bleach bit, and then we're done. But yeah, I do want to pick up more like dry foods that last a lot longer, and a couple other small cleaning things, but it's just finding that where they're available. But yeah, and it keeps it from spreading the droplets. So yeah, it's where perfectly healthy people are wearing them. But even then, it's assuming that somebody sneezed and it's still floating in the air, which that's not the issue. It's where it lands that's the issue. It's not airborne. So yeah, I'm not too worried about it myself, but I also would rather be at least somewhat prepared than not. I'm not going to go fill up my bathtub or anything, but... I don't like that bounce that gave. Not from that one, from this one. I think this actually can be extended a little bit. Okay, now let's drop the eyes just a little bit. Okay, more. I think the eyes need to stay back a little bit longer. Okay, that's a bit better. Put it like right there.
Equestria. Rules Equestria. Changeling. Rules Equestria. Not changeling. Rules Equestria. Not changeling.
I think the eyes need to be like a little bit more open like here, because the black of the eye should be fairly centered in there. So I'll remove some angry maybe. I think that should work for now.
Rules Equestria. Changeling. Rules Equestria now. Rules Equestria now.
Shit, your eyes aren't going down yet. Get down there.
Equestria now. Equestria now. Equestria now.
Feel it. This is gonna. I'm gonna go just a teeny bit more down, but then extend it.
And always. Always. Always.
I think that should do for that.
Changeling. Rules Equestria now and always. Equestria now and always. Now and always. And always. And always.
I feel like she needs a little bit more of a like head tilt.
Always. Always. And always. 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 Now and always.
I don't think I can raise her. Yeah, then it gets kind of weird.
Always and always. Always.
I can just do like I did before and grab these things and just be like.
Always. Always.
Well, that's actually what I did right here.
Always.
There we go.
Always. Always. Always.
Actually, I could probably do that for the top.
Now.
Because like here, I feel like she's not getting that top brow up enough.
Now. 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 Now.
They can work if I do. gonna bring this in a little quicker.
Now, Equestria now, Equestria now, now.
Okay, let's poke with this mouth again. So I need to get this into the better. Says something bad. Whistle, I believe, does not do that. Kinda, actually. Actually might work.
Now and always. Now and always.
Might go back and add just some whistle.
And always. And always. Always. And always. Always.
So if I put whistle, its main whistle, where'd whistle go? I'm blind. There it is. No, that's the other type. And I just drop the mouth open a little bit.
Always. 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 And always.
Okay, that helps there. Where else is...
Meet the threat with our valor, our blood. Our blood. Indeed, with our very lives. To ensure.
I normally don't touch whistle because it never does what I want it to, but here I think it actually works.
To ensure that pony civilization, that pony that pony civilization, sure that pony civil pony civilization. Civilization.
No.
Civilization. Not changeling. 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 Not changeling. Changeling. Not changeling. Rules. Changeling. Rules. Rules Equestria now. Changeling. Rules Equestria now. Rules. Rules Equestria now. Rules Equestria. Rules Equestria now.
Okay, this doesn't start with a lot of teeth. I guess nothing good starts with a lot of teeth, but maybe like if I increase. No. I think this timing is off. Where's the teeth? What was I did before for teeth? Can't remember. No. Oh, I was angry. I'm sorry, I saw like something on the nose, but it was just the camera. I don't have any control of the... I can do this. It's about as much stretch as I can give it. No. One of these has got to make me pull it back further. Yee. No. Clipping? No, it looks fine right now. It did look a little higher though. I'm gonna poke the back of it. Make sure one other thing here. There. Oh. Is that good? Better? Haha. Forgot I moved from OBS to Streamlabs, and actually it's I forgot I hadn't turned on noise reduction in here. So let me know if that's better anyway. Or if it's too much, I can back it off a little bit. Still clipping a lot? Yeah, because I'm not sure. I'm seeing a little bit of noise, but nothing much. But clipping's harder to get rid of. Unless it's just well, no, because I had some clipping issues before too, but I don't know what caused it. To fix it, I had to do some messy stuff. Yeah, let me check one thing. All right. Does this sound any better? Is there any like clip stuff? It probably sounds different, but if I need to, I can just use still the same. What? Well, that's the case. I'm gonna go back to that one. No, I had some issue with that before, but the only way I was able to fix it was I had to like, what did I do? I had to restart, and then it didn't work. So I actually don't know if I can fix it quite right now. Now without doing like a full, because I think I have like a like something loose. Was it your computer? Maybe. I don't know. I can't really hear myself. I don't know if I'd want to. But that did remind me to get noise cancellation on, so. Okay, cool. But no, thanks for really getting me to remember to put noise suppression on, because that actually does help. Was there any other, like, weird filters to put on here? There's like noise suppression, noise gate. I forgot what that is. I don't want to poke with that quite right now, though. But I do notice less noise just in general because I put it on. Hopefully. But I did actually have like an issue with my mic where like some people on Discord had were noticing like a clicking thing that was weird and it was really annoying. So I think
must meet the threat with our valor.
I like threat.
Meet the threat. Meet the threat with our valor. Our blood. Must meet the threat with.
I think the timing is off a little on that again too.
Meet the.
Not jiggle. Jaw. Because this is where I hear the T, but it's right here that it actually...
Our valor. Must meet the threat.
Okay. So...
Threat with our valor. We must meet the threat with our valor. Meet the threat with our valor. We must meet the threat with our valor.
Okay. I think that this needs just more I can't even stretch it anymore. Where's my shout? Oh. Too much. That actually worked though. Just put a little bit. That actually did help. You can do some weird, like, just take, like, this. Put it on.
We must meet the threat with our valor, our blood, indeed with our very lives.
Or, where is C? Oh, no, not C. What was the one that's always fun? Oh, this one makes her like a little kitty. Little kitty, little kitty. Oh my god, look at her.
Our blood.
Look at that.
Indeed with our very lives. To ensure that pony civilization, not changeling, rules Equestria now.
Aw. That's kind of weird, actually. No, I thought it used to be called C, I thought. Ooh, give it a turkey jaw. Oh, curve. And that's the fun one.
We must meet the threat with our valor, our blood, indeed with our very lives, to ensure that pony civilization, not changeling, rules Equestria now and always.
For Celestia doesn't look as good with C, but a lot of other ponies, when you put, or not C again, curve, when you put ponies with curve on, it's just funny. They look so derp.
We must meet the threat with our valor. Threat with our valor.
So our. Actually, I can probably use curve here.
Threat with our valor, our blood. Indeed with our very lives, to ensure that pony civilization, not changeling, rules Equestria now and always. And always.
Okay, I think that's enough poking at the lip sync here. Well, hell, blurred. When I was 17, that was a very good year. It was a very good year in some in Champagne. What? I was so confused. What did you say? Okay, I was thinking it was a song because otherwise it didn't make any sense. Oh, okay, you're forgiven.
We must meet the threat with our valor, our blood, indeed with our very lives, to ensure that pony civilization, not changeling, rules Equestria now and always.
Okay, so let's see.
We must meet the threat with our valor.
See if I can do anything with more of the eyes.
Our blood, indeed with our very lives, to ensure that pony civilization, not changeling, rules Equestria now and always. Now, Equestria now, and Equestria now, and Equestria now.
Yeah, I might have overdone the eyes a little bit.
Now and Equestria now and always. Now and now. Now. Equestria now and always.
Cider sounds good, actually. There's a local cidery we go to, like usually about once a month or so, and it called Sociable. It's Minnesota, Minnesota homebrewed everything, and we went there this time. They also do mead, so they're also a meadery. And I love their mead. They had a March mead thing going on, so they had a whole bunch of different flavors of mead. And they've done that kind of before, but it's been like floral stuff or kind of like whatever. But they had one that was a citrus apple mead, and it was absolutely delicious. It was one of the best ones I've had for a drink like that. And you can normally get crowlers and growlers. So a crowler is just like a double-sized can, and a growler is like a half gallon. But since they're specialty brews for the thing, they were just having people vote, and you couldn't get the big things of it. And I was really angry because I wanted to bring home like 3 of them. It was so good. Instead, I just picked up a crowler of the normal stuff they got. So what? I have to work tomorrow. Well, maybe not early, but I don't have much more left. I'm almost out of my whiskey. So this, animating somebody when they're talking and doing stuff is actually pretty easy to me because you have a basis to work from. This part, where now she is no longer talking, is so much harder. Animating somebody to look like they're doing something passively without some kind of a context is not easy. Remembrance to me was like actually pretty easy because of all the snips and the situations or were something for her to be distracted by. There's no distractions here. It's essentially idle animations, but like I've done idle animations for video games, and in those you are doing like small little one-offs, but it's usually like you're picking something for them to idle about, like they're looking left or looking right. This is not just like a looped in bit, it's a living, breathing person that's prescripted for all that. And so it's hard to like, do I have them just stand there? I mean, I guess I can just have them look back and forth again. But I always find that to be harder than talking. If they're talking, it's easy. It's super easy. Other than doing lip sync, because that sucks.
Always. And always.
I'm going to grab that. Probably don't want to have her go too fast to this position, though this is too fast right there. Maybe a little faster than that. Look at that.
Her Highness Princess Celestia. Her Highness Princess Celestia announces plans. Her Highness Princess Celestia announces plans for a.
So I can have her like kind of move backwards, but I can't have it fall off too much because she's actually gonna like go and then stop moving.
Highness Princess Celestia announces.
Okay.
Now and always.
Her Highness.
like I mentioned before, this we're gonna grab like from, let's see, from here. I want to have her head delayed in its transition. That actually looks pretty good. For this part, though, I don't actually need to listen to the audio, which is kind of a nice little break. All the other parts, I need to time it with what's being said, so you gotta hear like 100 times, but now I don't need to. Unless you want to, I mean, I can do it. But no. Let's give the eyes a little close there. So right now, because I was working within one shot of all the animating, these are technically different camera shots, but I didn't want to, animate between the two, so I just moved the camera so that it just jumps between these two. But you do not want to render like that, because you're going to get a camera that looks like this for one frame, and that's not good. Because it's technically trying to, in this frame, it's seeing that it is in both locations essentially at once, so you get a ghosting effect. Well, if you separate the shots, you don't get that. So, great for work in progress, and not for final. I actually had one project I was working on where the entire thing was a single shot, and all the camera motion was broken into pieces like that. It did have the convenience, because it was a single shot, of making it kind of easier to on memory, because every time you break a shot, it's got to have like a new instance of everything, so of like where all the models are and everything, all those XY coordinates. But if it's a single shot, it doesn't do that, which made the file size for something that I was working on a lot smaller. But if you grab the whole model and accidentally change the animation on something, you're changing the entire sequence, and that's dangerous. There's pros and cons to a lot of things. Is there any old school gamers on here that are looking forward to the Final Fantasy VII remake? Because I was like, oh, would you do better rendering one shot at a time and transitioning them together? No, I normally would do the whole thing. If I break them into shots, it'll be fine. I do have to do some weird breaking with this one. There is the demo out right now, so you can play the demo. I've heard a lot of good things about it, though. But no, was the... I'm just going to take a completely wild guess. Was Final Fantasy VII 1997? No, I don't want the remake. I want the original. I can't. No, I don't. That was my guess. I can't remember what. No, I want original. 1997. Oh my god. I don't know why I knew that. That's weird. Yeah, so I was 13 when that game came out. And I remember going to my friend's house to my neighbor because I didn't have a PlayStation and he had a PlayStation. His family had more money. And watching him play the whole thing. So if you think about it, 1997 is 23 years ago. So it's Nobu Uematsu, yes, but it's I remember playing the crap out of that game and all the Final Fantasy in general. Not just to diss any of them. I mean, even before that, I was at his house playing Final Fantasy VI on Super Nintendo. So I am looking forward to it for sure. I'm not going to look at it that critically for whether or not it hits the original or not, because they're going to be adding so much more content that I know there's going to be a lot of flexibility. But I've already seen some funny jokes that are actually pretty good. It was 6. I'm old. Not really. But no, that was Super Nintendo was like my favorite Final Fantasy ever is Final Fantasy VI. Well, Final Fantasy VI is probably still my favorite, but Final Fantasy 15 actually came in as a close second because 15 was awesome. Like, I did not expect it to be that good, especially after the disappointments that was 13. I actually own Final Fantasy VI on still the cartridge. I had to find it, but I still have the Super Nintendo cartridge. I have it on my phone, and I think I have it on Steam as well. I bought it in multiple different places because I played through it so many different times. Greeny yellow from the Super Nintendo? That's disgusting. But really, I mean, that thing is now, what, 30-something years old, maybe more? No, if Final Fantasy VII was that long, yeah, probably about 30 years then. The Super Nintendo was awesome. But I really, really miss the old 2D RPG format stuff. And that's why, like, I got into Enter the Gungeon before because that was a 2D style. I was playing Moonlighter for a while. I used to play Final Fantasy Brave Exvius on my phone, which is the old style Super Nintendo Final Fantasy RPG format, but in a free-to-play game that was almost overly supported. I played that for about 18 months, actually. So I love that format, but not many getting. There's been some companies, some like small developers that have went with it, but I haven't. I haven't been paying attention to it too much, and I should. If you're looking for a good JRPG to play, though, Dragon Quest XI is one of the best JRPGs I've ever played, and it's new. It's fairly recent. And actually, I think it's on the Switch version. If you, because I don't think it. Dragon Quest XI was hilarious, but it was also just amazing. Like the whole thing, the fact that they had different elements of the story that made you. Sylvando, I did not use him enough. Like I didn't actually put him in the party until later, and I kind of wish I would have used him earlier. But no, there were so many times where they're like, "Oh, here's the trope," and then like it wasn't like, or the story just took left turns and you didn't see it happening. I really, they did put a lot of love into that. But on the Switch, and I don't think the Steam version might have it, but the Switch version, you could actually play the entire game in the old 2D format, the old original Dragon Quest format. They remade the entire thing in 2D, and you can swap back and forth from certain checkpoints. So you can play it all 2D and then swap and play it in 3D, which is really weird. Well, half the game to me is after game. Like, you beat the game, it gives you the credits, it's all over, and then they're like, you should go and do this, and then you figure out that you haven't beat the game. And it was so cool. I'm sad I waited as long as I did to get into playing that one, because I think, like, I think that's one of the few games I have. Yeah, I went and did all the achievements too. I normally don't care, but I couldn't stop playing. I had to get all the achievements. So, and even when I was done and I had max level and everything, I still felt like I had more I wanted to do. And I mean, how many hours did I have in that? 97? Oh, I thought I had more than that. God, it's been almost a year since that came out. Since I played that. Oh my God, it's almost literally a year. Feels like it's not that long. Oh, whatever. Okay, not Dragon Quest. I am a old school JRPG fanatic, so used to play. Here's one. If you've played it, there's Breath of Fire, and then the 1 and 2 came out on like the older pixelated systems, and then 3 and 4 came out on PlayStation. But did you ever play Breath of Fire 5? Breath of Fire 5 Dragon Quarter, I think it's called. That is it's not a traditional JRPG in any sense, but it had a very unique method of gameplay where you're like at the bottom of a dungeon, and you're trying to make your way out of it. And so there's like hundreds of floors above you, and it's not like you're thinking where this traditional game where it's like you're now at floor 98. There was like height changes. So you knew how deep you were underground still, but the whole time you're still working your way up, and you're going from like the slums way down, way down, up to higher areas. But you like get, and I can't remember the exact details, but you get like infected with a dragon thing, and this clock ticks the entire game, and if the clock ticks to 0 by the time before you get to the end, you die. But normally, even if you take your time and do everything on the side, it's not even going to get to halfway down on that timer. So that is never a worry on that timer. But in battle, you can basically go and become a god that has unlimited power and can wipe out everything. But everything you do costs that percentage. So you can win every battle, but in doing so, you might be unable to beat the game. So you're in this like balance of, do I want to use this or do I not want to use it? There's like an attack you can do that you can just hold down the button and it keeps draining the percentage until the game quits. Like you failed the game. But you can flip into it for like a short period of time. But it's all like, I'm pretty sure it was like a turn-based action type. It was very different from a traditional JRPG, but you work your way all the way up to the top, and then when you beat the game, there's a new game plus where you start the game originally with a ratio or ranking of how poor you are. But when you beat the game, depending on how well you did, you can get a higher ranking, and it will unlock a lot of stuff throughout the game because you are now of a higher class. And normally when you're going through, it says you're not a high enough class, you're not a high enough class, and then when you go back through, you can do things there. Plus, it had an ant stock market. If you wanted to make money, you could actually play the stock market with ants. It was actually pretty thorough and good, as I remember. But that was a PlayStation 2 title. I still own it because it was just, I remember it enough that I had to keep it. But that was the last Breath of Fire game I think that ever came out. I think there was a free-to-play that came out on phone, like a mobile version, but otherwise that's it, which is kind of disappointing. It's the same thing with like Xenosaga or Xenogears, and Xenosaga. Xenogears was a great game. Then they started Saga. That Xenogears is game 5 out of 6. Then Xenosaga started going 1, 2, 3, which started great, and then it got weird, and I don't think they ever finished them. Can I get her to step backwards without actually animating her stepping backwards? I'm trying to think of some of like the old games I used to play that were good. Or at least the games that I think were worth that the tons and tons of hours. Like I think if you rank let's scroll to the top, but hours wise I have some stupid breakdowns of hours. Well, SFM for sure, but Clicker Heroes is like 13 to 1400. But again, that is set in the background. But Dungeon Defenders was probably one of the games I put the most time into. That game was a lot of fun. Fallout 4 was good. I got 263 hours in that. I actually now have more in Monster Hunter. I've been playing that a ton lately. But yeah, so like. Dungeon Defenders, it was an amazing game. Then Dungeon Defenders 2 came out. It was a paid game, but then they made it a free-to-play model, and now it just feels like ad hell. And now they're coming with another version that has already gotten a lot of flack for being crap. It's like everybody wanted to go to this free-to-play model because I guess maybe that's where the money is or something, and Torchlight was another one. That Torchlight 1 was great. Torchlight 2 was absolutely fantastic. And then they were purchased by Perfect World Entertainment, and Torchlight 3 became a free-to-play game that bombed and is now being converted into a paid game. Yeah, well, to me, there's free-to-play and then there's pay-to-win. There's a very big difference between the two. I don't mind putting money into a game if it's something I put a ton of time into. Like, for instance, TF2. TF2 I have like 556 hours in. And originally I got that when it was an orange box, so I actually did pay for it. But for how much time I put into it, I didn't mind putting more money in because anything I put in was helping it pay for something that I'm putting that kind of time into. And none of the stuff that you could get would actually affect the balance, at least that much. But I used to play also an MMO called Perfect World way back, and that one was very much pay to win. I also played another one called Air Rivals. That's actually what got me into computer gaming in general, and actually taught me almost everything I know from SFM in terms of like the source engine came from me playing that MMO and converting its models to Gmod and learning how to do all that. But yeah, I don't like pay-to-win models. I don't mind free-to-play. I think that they work great, and they can. For instance, Dynasty Warriors, one of the new ones, has a free-to-play model where you can play the game for free. And if you want to buy all of the officers, it costs like $600. But that's only because you're buying them individually. If you buy it for the normal $50 price, you get everything unlocked. But for people that want to play for free and then just want to unlock 1 or 2 characters, they don't have to pay $50. They can pay 3 or 6 or 9. So I kind of like that model where you can pay a lot less to just limit what you have access to. But if you're never going to use the other stuff, who cares? I think this will work, but I want to like round this so just a little bit. And then I'm gonna smooth that a bit. You have a question. We don't do that here, except we'll redo. Can you show to upload a VTF material for a particle effect? I'm having trouble with the texture. Textures all black and purple. It depends on how the texture is being utilized. Because what I would do, because I'm not a huge expert on it, is find one that is similar to what you're looking to do and see how its texture is set up. A lot of particle type textures will not that one, or at least not that file. We'll have sprite card set up as their type, and that might have an effect on how things act. Also, make sure that whatever the material is you're using is also clamped, because if it's supposed to be an individual texture, clamping is what actually keeps it within its boundaries of like these boxes. Otherwise, you're going to get like this, and it's going to tile, and that maybe isn't what you're actually looking to go for. So make sure you clamp it too. Otherwise, I have not really done much for texturing particles. Most of the stuff I ever needed for particles, I just take from other particles. I'll like just search within what's already there for stuff, and I'll just take that and use that. Like if I need floating little white balls, I'll just take that from something else, or I'll take it from Dota. I can't think of a time I put my own texture in a particle. I probably have at some point. No, I did once, but it didn't work out. I was trying to make a pretty decent looking rain boom, and I was trying to utilize a particle for it, and it wasn't going the way I wanted it to. So I guess you can find it. I put them both in the same area. Are you modifying an existing particle? And if it's just a single petal, you could probably just animate it yourself then. For like a particle is gonna be great if you have a lot of something, but if it's just a single like model of something, you could just float it yourself. That might work better, unless it's just difficult to do the random motions that particles would give. But if it's a single petal on a particle as well, you have no control over where that particle is going to go. It's going to go wherever it's going to go, and then you're just going to have to follow it. I've had it before where it looks one way, but then you go to render it and it's not there. But no, I wouldn't be able to say for sure how to set those up, because it's not something I've done enough. I steal all the time from other particles. Okay, the other concern is, I guess you can't really see the shadow. Well, you can see the shadow, but is it of the legs? really. No, that's her top. Because of such, I don't have any shadows of her legs, so I can just kind of cheat it. But I probably want to add like small little bumps in her motion, like to where she'd be putting her legs down or something. Hello, TV. I say that every morning. Well, not to you. That's weird. I think that should work. I'm just going to drop. You don't know it. Every morning. Well, actually, you know what? As she's going down, I'm going to pull her up a little bit here. Okay. I think one of the main problems I have right now with it is everything else about her is smooth motion. Upper face. We'll just give her a good old blinker blink right here. Have her. So this is going to be from right here. I'm going to have her lean her head a bit more forward. Not her head, just the neck. Might have to fix that a little bit though. Don't want her dried, yeah. She's got to blink. Well, like, normally you want to try to have them blink. Like, how often does a person blink? It's probably like once every, usually like second to maybe 2 to 3. For ponies, I don't want to have them blinking too much, but the normal method that I use for it is any drastic change in eye's position will have a blink. So if you're moving from looking from the left to the right, I would normally have a blink. Or a dip of the head where the head is going down, that is technically a breaking a line of sight, so I'll have them blink. And or if it's just been too long. But so you can see here, I have a couple of times where I don't have them. Oh, I did a mix with that one. That was why. I'm like, why isn't none of these at max? But normally, or some of these don't have blinks, and I'll do a shift with eyes still open, because I don't want to like make it look some blinking every time it moves. I'm trying to mix it up, but so like every time she shifts her focus. So here's one that I don't, because she's just looking to the side. But then when she's shifting to her right, then back to her left. But then here's where I try to utilize a little bit less. But it's great because it allows me to move the eyes like this, so none of them are really blended. It's a very much about cutting it off and putting them in where they need to be, and it in the end looks a lot better, I think, anyway. I looked up some information a while back on how to make eyes look as good as possible, and the three things that I kind of got out of that were blink when you're turning or changing direction for where you're looking. The second one was to pull the eye down anytime the eye is blinking. So that's why when she goes to turn, or no, that's not blink. Like when she goes to blink, her eyes go down and then up, and then they go down and up, because it makes it feel way, way better when you do that. And the third one kind of goes along with that, and it's the reason that that kind of works, and that is minimize white space and try to optimize that the eyelids are surrounding, or are at least mostly centered within the black of the eye, because that's this part of the eye right here is technically what is letting light in. So when she's like this, she is taking in what you would consider to be optimal amount of light. But if I go and move her like this isn't actually work. She's not actually seeing anything. So it's not what a normal living creature would have for their eyes. And same with this. So normally it's about minimizing the white. So in this case, I would want to at least have it here, but I would probably want to put it somewhere to where the blacks of the eye are in there. So all those areas where I can maintain within that black looks pretty natural, but as soon as I start getting outside that range is when it starts losing its natural. Maybe it'll look evil, like going from a low angle, but normally that's a specific look you're going for. If you're going to have them keep a stationary head look and look upwards, you'll want to raise maybe go wide with the eyes and raise the bottom of the eyes to go and try to match. Or vice versa if they're looking down. A lot, like some of the TF2 models have it where as you're moving the eyes, they actually will maintain the eyelids with it. And if you even look in a mirror or whatever, whenever you look up and down or move around, your eyelids actually adjust to try to optimize its spacing within the black portion of the eye. I don't know what you call that, pupil. So it's just you're trying to simulate that in here. But those were just the main tips I learned with eyes to make them look the best. And it's amazing how important it is. Whenever something is on a screen or anything, the first thing that you're drawn to is the eyes of whoever it is, whatever the creature is, whatever the pony is, the person is, the human is. Even if something isn't human or a living thing, if it is something that is similar to a human face, or a face in general, our genetic disposition is to immediately process it as a face. It's the reason that we say the moon has a face, because it's at least similar enough that we can't unsee it. So you want to make sure that the most amount of details are in those areas that people are focusing on. So the eyes, certain sounds from the mouth, or even just subtle turns of the lip are much more noticeable compared to like a leg moving or something. So you can put 3 times more time into the face for animating compared to the rest of the body, and it'll pay off in the end. I wonder if I should have the camera have Celestia. I can't remember in the original when the step back occurs. Is it during the camera transition or not? Yeah, I kind of got busted there, but whatever. I could probably just fix those right now. I actually had to be careful because technically when it's up here, it's correct. Oh, before then it's all fine. It's only after this point that it gets broken. So we'll just go playhead. There. Now it's just like floaty hooves. Look, it's just like nay. Nay, I say. I had to make sure it's not like, is her legs gonna clip there? She is floaty, but it's, don't put the effort in animating something you don't need to animate. Her legs are not in the shot. Fuck it, I'm not touching it. So just don't bother with working on the things you don't need to. That's why setting up the cameras beforehand, doing storyboarding is not just useful, it's critical, because I'm not going to spend all my time animating something that I don't need to. Like even here, like if I know, or since I know that she's not going to be visible for stepping backwards, why should I put the time into animating her stepping backwards? That's why I check to see, is the shadow that's coming down have a shadow of her legs at all? Because if it does, then that is something that would have an effect, but then I could just grab them and do something cheap. But it's not. So yeah, it's a waste of time. It would be nice to have that in there. Like maybe when she backs up, that like her butt comes into shot a little bit. Kind of like, see, where's your pelvis? There it is. Yeah, so like even something as subtle as that gives a little bit more weight to positioning, but I think I could even get away with doing something like that. It would have to be actually like this. I actually think it might throw off the shot a little bit. A little bit of a foot there maybe, but because otherwise it feels like she's just like podium princess, and she's just a head that has been it's like Futurama. Her head's been jarred and she's now just running it as Richard Nixon. You can just go like that and like pony butt. Oh wait, that's not pony butt. There we go. There we go. See, pony butt. Ah. I feel like the armor is kind of not really getting noticed, but it's not just for the shot. So stretch Lestia. That's creepy. And I think too, once right now all her hair is static. Once her hair is free flowing, I think it'll add a lot to this. The only thing that sucks is this one right here is not really moldable. I think I can control the very end of it. No, I have no bones in it, which is kind of disappointing because you can make everything else move. This would have been nice to have one about here and another one right about here, so that it could kind of feel detached. It doesn't need to fly off. It doesn't have to swing all over the place, but to feel detached. And that's important. These are obviously detached, so it makes sense. But yeah. Anyway. So that's probably all I'm gonna be able to do tonight within my time here. But next time we should be able to start some of the cleanup on her and maybe poking at it a little bit just to refine it better. And then after that, getting to adding the like 2 ponies here, 2 ponies here, and then the like 250 that are out here. Wonderful. Anyway, I do have also a short Rathalos thing I want to do probably in the next week or 2, but I'm probably going to do it in my own time. That would be pretty easy because I have an idea for something. So, but that is all for today. I will be back on Friday. Oh yeah, so blur to blah. The yep, I was just gonna say that there's daylight savings time because America is stupid. Well, most people want to change it, but they've been stubborn. So because of that, yeah, it's a little earlier. So ends at 1 your time, or 1 UTC anyway. You're like some weather weird time, but whatever. All right. Have a good week. Have a cat. Where the cat? There's the cat. Here's a cat. And kitty. Have a good night. Okay, I'm never going to say that like that again. I'm sorry. Bye-bye.